So
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, I was when I
Who does that?
when yeah,
Why does it smell in here?
I never thought about like how yeah. So I was like,
And then
So my girl asked me what I like about her, and this is what I told her. You know, the main thing is always going to be kept as the main thing. And you know that about me. You know how main I keep it. And that's just something that I am, you know? And with that said, I love you. And this is what she said to me. She was like, literally.
literally.
I like that one. I'm pretty proud of that.
That was 1-to-1.
That was one of many that we've ever done.
That was really good.
Thank you. Thank you. It was
And she responded well to that.
yeah. Yeah, oh no, I can't remember. I can't remember if she knows who I am anymore. So,
Yeah, I can't see why. That was pretty smooth.
I mean, yeah.
And the throat clearing.
I even like wrote it down ahead of time.
With the throat clearing.
Well, I had to like really like make sure all right, that she heard everything. I wanted to be as clear as possible.
Yeah, that is true. If you're not clear in your relationship, like, what are you doing?
And the way you do that is just clear as crud. That's you
what
don't
they
need. It doesn't
mean.
matter what you say. It's how clear your voice is. How many times you clear your throat. This is Jamie.
This is Vic.
All right. This is like
Literally.
literally. Happy anniversary, bro.
Thank you. What'd you get me?
Same thing you got me.
Not a podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
A
Technically,
spot on my podcast.
technically, we're probably closer to like a 13-month anniversary. It's 1 year. Although if you go by like actual like date, it's probably like closer to like a month ago. But 2 weeks ago, we had our 52nd episode.
Whoa.
That's, if you know how many weeks are in a year, that's what I was going
close to
off.
them.
And as per usual, you were in charge of remembering this. You didn't.
Oh, I did. I just didn't say anything.
Yeah. Well,
You didn't. You said remembering, not telling.
you never told me. And because of that, you know what this means. You lose your dinner privileges for the night. I hope you weren't hungry.
Oh, I don't eat.
Ever.
I don't eat dinner. I skip dinner.
It is kind of weird to believe that like we've been doing this like a year.
I know. Feels longer. Feels like
That's
decades.
that's what everyone listening is probably thinking.
Like, oh God, only 1 year.
These guys are still going.
They don't know when to quit.
Well, us and Sam have that in common. Yeah, I'm reared and ready. I don't know if that's the saying, but
I think it is.
yeah, it was my saying now. I'm looking forward to the next year.
And
What
the
do we-
next year.
And the next year. And well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
after
let's,
that.
let's keep it realistic.
Do you want to start with the news?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
As soon as I figure that out.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably don't
Don't
know,
know.
but I've kept up to date. Unfortunately, we are recording this 2 days after the episode aired, and ABC announced the next Bachelor immediately after airing it on Monday night. So when I saw that, I immediately got spoiled. It is a minor spoiler, I guess, if you hadn't seen the episode yet. Like if you were someone who watches it like on streaming the next day, like like we have been
Like
doing.
some people do.
Yeah. Like some losers, dude.
The fake fans do.
Yeah.
So they already have the guy.
They have announced it. Do you have any guesses?
It's one that was sent home.
Yes, I will give you that hint. Someone that has been sent home.
Does he clear his throat at all?
I'm sure he has, but that's probably not what he's known for.
Does he ball at all?
Okay, now you're onto something.
Oh. Does he play with his ball? I mean, does he play basketball?
Yeah.
Grant?
Yeah.
Whoa, Grant.
Grant has
The
been
new
announced as the next Bachelor. Yeah, they announced it like immediately after it aired Monday night. And yeah, I guess some people were frustrated just because they hadn't seen the episode yet. And they were like, you just spoiled it. I thought he was going to win.
He does. And then he goes on The Bachelor.
Yeah. But this is a very early announcement as far as like announcing who it is. Like typically they do wait till closer to the end, if not like the very end of the season where they like during after the final rose where they bring him out on the couch to talk to Jesse. Like that's how Jenn was. That's I think how Joey was announced. It's very common, but that didn't happen this time. And this one, it's happened like basically only like halfway through the season.
Right.
He's been announced. And I guess like what the reasoning I've heard or read behind it is like so that more people, it gives people like women more time to actually apply for Grant specifically. Because a thing that the show has been criticized about recently is not really casting for their lead and more so just casting for the show, like who's going to be interesting to watch. Not
so
like
you should actually want to be with the person you're going to marry.
I don't know. Yeah. No, but that is like what they're saying. Like,
I don't know if I can believe that.
because even like I read that Jenn was like disappointed at how they casted her season. She was upset that there wasn't more Asian or Asian American men.
They had one. That wasn't good enough.
Yeah, it was Thomas. And she was like, yeah, I got to talk about like culture with like Thomas. But he was kind of a noise.
Thomas. Why couldn't you get like a Sam?
But like, what is your opinion on Grant? But also like, what is your opinion on them announcing it this early with the hope that like of casting more specifically for Grant? Because like again, like most people are probably applying and even getting casted for the show and they don't even know who the like lead is gonna be. So,
right, yeah, that makes sense.
So what do you think about Grant and like the decision to announce him?
Yeah, I'll apply.
I would apply too. I like Grant.
Yeah, no, I like Grant.
He wasn't like my top,
Like on your list.
Yeah, because I wouldn't say he wasn't on my list because first of all, I'm surprised he didn't make it into the top 4. I thought he was going to make it top 4.
Yeah,
I was very disappointed.
someone had him on a list.
Yeah, someone had him on his list. But so like when I think about like next Bachelor, I always do think like typically top 4. Like out of the ones she doesn't pick, there's like 3 other options. And like if you want to go back further, like Jenn I think was like top 6 because she got eliminated before hometown.
Yeah.
So it's like look at the next like top like 3 or 4 like behind the winner. It's like that's typically where you find the person. But I don't know, like I wasn't necessarily thinking Grant.
Yeah, I was thinking Marcus.
I think
Wow.
yeah. I mean maybe Marcus wins, but
Maybe.
no. This episode, I feel like just the consistency of recent episodes, I'm kind of like thinking like there's almost like no way it's not going to be Devin at this point.
Yeah, I'm thinking that as well.
I'm like fully sold. I like how we went from like this guy's getting like eliminated probably soon because he's just like in so much drama to like now I'm thinking I would be surprised if he doesn't win.
Yeah, that is wild. How'd that happen?
But yeah, what do you think about like having them announcing Grant as the Bachelor to encourage women to actually apply specifically for Grant? Do you think that's like a smart move? Do you think it'll work? I guess.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, how much more time is this really giving? A couple weeks? And it's already like months.
Well, it probably is going to start filming, I think, in the fall. And like when this show finish, like her season, Jen's season, I think is supposed to finish like next month, like something like I think early or mid September, because then the Golden Bachelorette is start airing mid September. It's like September 18th or 17th or something like that. So that's got an announcement date. Jen's season is going to be finishing, I think, before then. And then I think in that time is when they're going to be like start filming Grant's season. So it's giving, I would say, like a solid month.
Okay.
If that is the case, though, that really means that like in the past, they're probably like they've probably like casted it like almost the entire season before the lead is even announced, and like they maybe like find out who it is like a couple weeks before they like go and meet them, and they've like already been casted.
Yeah, that is weird.
So I guess this does encourage people to apply specifically for the person, but it's like I don't know, people are gonna apply on the show.
Yeah, no matter what. I don't think they need more applicants because I'm sure they have like thousands of people.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I feel like despite this show's competition with like other dating shows, I bet they still have so many people who are like interested in being on it.
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm sure.
But I don't know. I am curious because yeah, this does give like probably like a good month before it starts like filming. And so like they can probably cast I bet they've probably already like casted like a lot of
I'm
people
sure.
or like if at least like narrowed it down to like
To a select group.
select group. And so like they're probably taking new applicants that are supposedly ones that are
I'm here
there
for Grant.
Grant specifically, but I don't know. I'm gonna be curious because we already hear about like people saying like I joined the show for you, and it's like, did you really? I don't think you even knew who it was gonna be.
Yeah, exactly. How would you know
Yeah, that's been such a common thing. And it's
when
like,
they cast way before?
yeah, and then like you're leaving to go film the season like 2 days after the announcement. It's like, all right, I left on Friday. Jenn was announced as the Bachelorette like 2 days ago. What do I know about Jenn?
Oh, I need to know.
Yeah.
You're the reason why I joined.
Yeah, I don't believe it typically when people say that. I can believe it more if they say like, "Oh, I hoped it was gonna be you," but it's like, I don't know. But you're right though. I still don't think this gives like a whole lot of time. I do think they're gonna be like filming his season in the next like month ish.
Mm-hmm.
But
as long as they're like they want to go with Grant, even though they didn't know.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah, as long as you're
fine.
open to Grant, like even from people who didn't know or don't know who the lead is gonna be, like as long as they're not like, oh, it's this person.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
I guess I do it.
I mean, we had like Sam M.
He did.
Admitted.
He
like,
did admit it.
He was like, "You're not typically my type." I like got it like out, and I like was expecting it. I like joined the show expecting it to be Daisy or Maria, because you're not typically my type. And I'm like, bro, shut your mouth right now. Stop talking.
What are you doing?
But that does say something. I mean, I do think this episode kind of shows that maybe it is good that they should announce it sooner. But that also, if they want like someone who's like in the top 4, it's like if they announced someone who's in the top 4, it would be a spoiler. Like if you're gonna announce like the person like mid-season,
It's
and
Marcus.
But also, do you think they're doing this because they didn't like anyone in the top 4 for like The Bachelor? Like, do you think that they don't like Marcus or Devin or Jonathan or Jeremy as the like next Bachelor? Let me just say, we'll get to it. I've fully changed opinions on Jeremy. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Jeremy changed.
This episode is like eye-opening for me.
So what happened to him? Where did the old Jeremy go?
I don't know, but leave him there because this one is like
This one's way better.
I like this one so much. Yeah, I don't know. Like, have you felt like out of these top 4 that there's not like a good Bachelor candidate?
Yeah, they all seem decent, but none of them are like standout.
Right.
They would
but I
have
don't
to
think
be.
that Grant necessarily stood
Yeah,
out. I don't have an issue with them. I think he's a fine choice. He is also the second Black Bachelor in like Bachelor history.
Yeah, that is good.
So I'm wondering, like, they were probably trying to diversify.
Yeah.
Which,
Not just have Jeremy.
yeah, Jeremy or Devin or something.
Yeah.
Like the 2 like whitest guys on the block.
But it makes me think Marcus would be perfect then.
Yeah. And I can't tell what his ethnicity is.
So that means he wins then. Because
Surely.
he couldn't
I mean, yeah.
do it.
Yeah, if he doesn't win, I guess maybe he could have just like turned it down.
Right.
Too,
Yeah, I guess
like,
that is true.
And he does seem kind of like the person.
Yeah,
where
he wouldn't
he's
necessarily
not
be down.
He doesn't seem like he's really in his comfort zone in this show, or like was someone who like was dying to be on the show. Like some people, you can just tell. Like,
Yeah.
like I bet Sam wanted to be on this show, like super bad.
But I don't care who it is. Let me in.
And then there's people where whether or not they were like really wanted to be on the show, they kind of just like fit in. I feel like Devin fits in. Like he's not out of his comfort zone. He is a very outspoken person. So, but like, does that mean he wins?
No.
I don't know.
No.
But overall, are you happy with Grant? Are you excited for his season? I don't really feel like we know Grant super well, but
Yeah, I'll look at the recaps.
yeah, I
Cliff
will have to
notes.
like. We'll just like. Don't worry. We'll just rewatch the entire season, every episode he's in.
All right, I might do that. Yeah, no, I think it could be cool.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I really am curious. Like, people have like criticized the casting of this show, where it just they say like, oh, you're just casting for a show.
Yeah, for the
You're not
reality
casting
drama.
like for this person. Like you're not casting people that you genuinely think could be like a good match or like for this your lead.
Whoa.
And so now,
Yeah, that is a little messed up, considering that's the entire show.
yeah, it's like come on, it's like you, like it's a show that like I'm like it should be dramatic, but it should be like
Natural, not forced. Like we got
like-
these crazy people.
satisfying, and you want it to like succeed. If they are constantly preaching like how they want an engagement, which is crazy when you think about it, like you shouldn't get engaged typically to someone you've known for like 2 months.
Oh, I messed up.
But
Yeah, no, exactly.
it's so
And plus to
advertised.
someone they don't even know.
Yeah,
They just want to get engaged
they've never met.
for the Instagram followers.
Yeah, and like for the show, they think that they have to like get engaged.
Yeah, like that's the only way.
Like that's the whole point of it. It's like, well, if you really want that, you should truly be picking at least I would say at least half you need to think like from a casting perspective would be a really good match for the lead.
Oh yeah, definitely. Should have a big portion that
Because
you think it would fit.
It genuinely seems like I wonder what the percentage, like what the casting process, like, or the thought process is behind it. Because it does seem like they want some people who are just going to be good TV, whether they're dramatic or Hakeem level, like facial expressions, or you think like there's going to be, again, like people just with good stories.
Oh,
and you want to
okay,
like
yeah,
advertise that, and then like the last few, it's like, okay, I guess this person, the lead would probably like them.
Yeah,
Like,
here's the
just
one guy.
Yeah,
we
like
think
here's
that,
like two. We found like two that we think you might genuinely like, and it's like, okay,
Wow.
thank you for this. Because in that instances, like it can make the show really predictable, or it can make it really bad, because it seems like sometimes like
there's no choice.
there's either
just,
a
like,
clear
one.
favorite,
Yeah.
or there's like it doesn't seem
Nothing.
like they're interested in anyone.
That just sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like hard to watch, because you want to like root for kind of multiple people sometimes.
Yeah, at least.
Or you want to be like disappointed when people get sent home.
Yeah.
It's like, I like Grant. I'm not like dying over the fact that he got eliminated. I don't know.
Yeah, not Hakeem level. But
Yeah, I would say it was more disappointing to see Hakeem go home, because he was great.
he was
He
good.
brightened up the screen.
Eat him back. But yeah, no, it'll be interesting.
No, we're gonna watch it for sure.
I might watch it.
Should we
might
actually get
not.
to this episode now? Now that we've been talking for like 20 minutes.
Wait, I
We've
thought
been
that was-
Sam level of rambling
Wait, no, this
without
was
actually saying anything.
You thought I watched the episode?
All right, let's pause it so we can watch the episode real quick.
I guess we can get into the main event for tonight.
The main thing,
The main
and
thing.
we'll keep it that way. We're gonna keep it the main thing. What do you think his opinion on side things? He doesn't want them.
He doesn't need him.
Jenn talks to Charity. It's been has it been a while since we've seen Charity? No, it hasn't.
Not really.
No,
Not
okay.
since Joey.
Oh yeah. Well, wait.
No, on his season, she was there.
Oh yeah, wasn't he? He was
Yeah.
on Gary's season or something. She was at his
Oh,
wedding. I don't
yeah.
remember. I don't.
She's been everywhere. She's on everyone's season.
She's
and
the,
Daisy.
like
And
Daisy and Kelsey.
Kelsey, yeah.
Yeah. So
But not Joey.
no, because Jen would have been too heartbroken to see it. Let's see, Jen.
That is true, actually.
She talks to Charity. She's sort of just going over like a recap of like what she thinks of each of the guys. Says like one thing about him.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Sam reminds me of my ex-boyfriend. It's like, okay,
Oh,
that's
that's good.
foreshadowing. Jeremy is funny. Yes, he is. We actually, I thought it was funny when she said that, but then like seeing his date later on, I was like, oh,
He
yeah.
is a little bit of a comedian.
He's a comedian. Marcus, she feels like is holding back, which scares her.
And Marcus will be joining us shortly.
Yeah. But all in all, she's still ready for an engagement. And Marcus was the one who gets the first one-on-one of the episode. The first repeat one-on-one as well.
That is good. That is a big,
And
big sign.
this date.
Just a normal date anyone could have.
Yeah, surely.
Where you just get teleported into an ad for a new Wicked movie.
Yeah, it's pretty wicked.
I hear it's wicked. I don't know the name of it though.
I mean, we can't say it's the first time they've done something like this because of the like whole Barbie date on Charity's season.
yeah.
That was Charity's season. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. But it was just like, it was just awkward. I don't know. And the actual date itself, where like they go and see Daisy and Kelsey, they tell them to like go walk down this yellow brick road. They go up to like boxes where it's like they're
You get
opposites.
two
You get two
choices.
choices. Like, oh, do you want sweet or do you want spicy? Do you want fast or slow? And that was the only one that they disagreed on. Was like, and somehow that turned into like this big like dilemma for Jen. She was like, Marcus chose like slow. I wanted fast. I don't know if he's like ready, but am I going too fast for him? And it's like turned into this whole thing. I was like, I think you just, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you should just pick one.
Do you think she read into it at all? Or, I mean, because he did kind of say, like, for dating, he is like a slow burn when it comes to relationships.
Yeah, and opening up about himself and his past.
Yeah, and Jen's like, what's your biggest fear? What's your biggest regret? And tell me all of your political
10
and religious
seconds,
beliefs.
please.
Yeah.
You get 10 seconds to answer.
Yeah, you have to say it fast, too. That's also part of the
Everything is
question.
fast. Yeah, I mean, I think so. She just like knows that he does take things slower.
Yeah, I mean, there was something she kind of knew coming into it, and so it's like...
And then she's like, you're picking fast, am I wrong? And
yeah,
then they
it's
pick
like,
fast.
we need to pick fast. And, like, they picked fast, and all that happened was Daisy and Kelsey, like, pulled up on that, like...
a scooter.
the,
thing.
like, weird, like, bike carriage
Yeah.
thing. Also, with how many people there was around that whole yellow brick road, that had to have been, like, really awkward. Because it's not just the cameras, but it's, like, everyone in Seattle out in public is just, like, watching
I
you.
got a ton of people just out for the event.
Oh, my
just see you.
gosh. I would have been, like, pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah, it would have been a little weird.
Oh yeah, and then they popped balloons. Each balloon had some like really emotional thing connected to it. Where like the first one, Marcus popped. It was like, "What's your like proudest moment?" And it had a picture of him with his like sister at his like military graduation, and he talked about that. And then like a video came up of his sister talking. And then, like, Jenn popped one and had, like, a note from her mom. And it was, like, this, like, really emotional stuff. And it was, like, all right, how many more of these things did you plant in here, producers? Just to get us to talk about, like, the most, like, I don't even know, private, personal details. Do you want us to cry? Is that what you want?
I know. What more could they do? It was pretty cool, though, the idea.
Yeah, it was sort of like, I feel like forcing their hand a little bit to like, all right, now you need to talk about this. Like we put like we
like,
put
Marcus, you thought you could like be closed up and not talk about
like,
this?
here's your graduation photo with your sister. Explain right now.
Explain why.
Yeah, it just kind of got put on the spot. Which
it was.
Come on, guys.
That was
then
a little weird.
What did they do? They
went
they
to
went a
the
hot
park.
air balloon.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then the baseball field.
The field.
They were eating while like a game was going on.
I know they're in like the middle of
Marcus
the.
got like hit by like a like loose ball, like
a foul ball.
Foul ball, like smacked.
He
right
caught
inside
it with his head.
with his teeth. Yeah. He opens up about how his parents basically abandoned him and his sister.
Yeah.
They ended up in like foster homes growing up. And
Going in and out of families.
Yeah. And so that's kind of like contributed to why now he feels almost like unlovable or like...
something's wrong with him.
Yeah, something's wrong with him. And Jenn comforts him and she's like, oh, this makes sense. It's okay. It makes sense.
That's fun.
What did you think of his story?
Yeah, it was definitely very...
I root for the guy.
Yeah.
Man. I like him. He's
traumatic
very
and difficult. And it does make you root for him more.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a little while since he's really been like highlighted. He's always been like consistent, I feel like, since the first episode of getting like shown in a good light.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a little bit.
And yeah, I mean, already knowing that he was served in the military at a pretty traumatic accident or a... Yeah, I mean, you got injured in a fucking gunfight, dude.
Yeah.
And like had spent months recovering, and now to find out, like, oh yeah, and his like childhood was like just so
broken.
Broken.
Yeah. is
and he's come
wild
this
to
far.
hear.
And it does make sense, honestly, as far as like going through that. I can
How you could be closed off and go slow.
yeah, I
and
can only imagine
have
like
those insecurities. Yeah,
I can only imagine like
what it
what
would-
that feels
would do.
like.
Yeah,
As
It's
far as
crazy.
like forming a new relationship when you've got all of that behind you. But he does get a rose. He gets the first
Homecoming,
home. Yeah, he gets a homecoming date.
or
Hometown
hometown,
rose.
hometown.
Then we get our group date, which everyone's name, everyone except Jeremy's
Jeremy.
name was on it. So Jeremy's gonna get the other
Does
one.
get the other one.
Save the best for last, and I almost kind of feel like it's true in this case.
Yeah, surprisingly.
But this group date was weird. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, what did they do?
They went on to like a radio show.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was hosted also by former Bachelor Jason Mesnick and his wife Molly, who was on his season. He's one of the ones where like had like a pretty controversial ending where he actually picked Molly was his runner-up, so she did not win. He picked another woman, but then like later on, like when like after filming, he was like, I think I actually want to be with Molly, and like broke things off with
Classic.
I can't remember her name, but yeah. And
Wow, that's a pretty big move.
Yeah.
And they're like, it works, guys. Trust this.
Well, they've been
System.
together. They have kids.
No, that is
All
good.
of us in it. But this
Rip
whole
to
thing.
the other girl.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of like a little bit
was
like shit. And that's
Yeah.
happened multiple times. It happened on another season where, like, a guy, a bachelor, picks one, like, proposes to her, and then, like, when they're between the time that the show, like, finishes filming and but before it airs, so, like, the time, like, where they still have to keep things super secret and, like, can't announce who they're, and they only get, like, occasional weekends together, like set up. At one of those like weekends, he like breaks things off with her and is like, I want to go be with
Oh my God.
and they like film the entire thing.
Oh, you know.
And she's just trying to like get away from him, and he just keeps following her around. It's like so
Oh my
uncomfortable to
God.
watch. But
That is horrible.
yeah, this date I feel like was purposely just to like
Get Sam.
just get Sam.
Yeah. They're like, what can we do to put Sam on like the spot live?
Yeah. And the amount of like foreshadowing about it, where like she's talking to like Jenn is talking to Jason, and then the radio host about like who's like one that you feel like you need to spend more time with, or who do you feel like is one that you just feel like you can go up to and be with like in a moment of need. And she's like, oh, Sam, like we definitely have like
yeah, she
a
kept
physical
answering
connection.
Sam.
Really, it's like cuddling. But then like they come in, and like all the other guys in their like interviews are saying like, yeah, Devin is especially excited. He's like, I already know Sam is like he's got like a few lines, but like now he's being like put on the spot to like actually like talk. Like you're about to see like
what he is.
what he actually is like. Yeah, and they weren't wrong.
Yeah, that happened.
Dude, he got like such like softball questions.
They were really easy. They
Like
definitely
even the
weren't.
like word association
Shouldn't
one
be difficult.
where it's like, oh, what's the first word that comes in your head when you think of fantasy suites? Aggressive. And I'm like, dude, what?
Okay, those are one of the few words you should not answer with.
Yeah, please don't say aggressive.
How about good time? Lovely.
Yeah, like love,
Amazing.
intimacy.
And-
Even if you do want to be on the nose, you could say sure sex. That still probably wouldn't go over well, but it would
Yeah.
make more sense than aggressive.
So it's very weird.
Yeah, it's like, dude, what are you being aggressive about?
Like, chill, dude.
He's just got so many like buzzwords as far as like he knows what to say. I feel like he knows like lines.
Definitely, yeah.
Like
He has
later,
the one-liners down.
like later on when like Jen said like everything you say like sounds like scripted and like love shouldn't be scripted, and he's like, yeah, no, I it shouldn't be scripted.
And then he pulls out a piece of
He
paper
pulls
from
out
his
his, like,
pocket.
he pulls it out and like throws it away behind him. It's like, she's like, what was that? It's like, oh,
Nothing.
fucking tissue. I blew my nose. It was getting gross in my pocket. I don't know, dude. I do think like he's so good looking. He does have like the southern charm. He's probably been able to get away with a lot, like just based off of that. And
Right.
get
Without
away
having
with,
to be
I mean, I feel like, yeah, probably not a whole lot of
wisdom.
like effort. Even,
Right,
really,
yeah,
just
yeah.
like into a relationship, which is, I can't say that for sure because he was engaged, which is like,
Oh yeah, I forgot
that is
about
a little
that.
bit surprising to me, but he was engaged.
But was is the
Yeah.
main.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to
Main
like
word
shit on
there.
Sam too much, but it's just like he would do not though they really weren't that hard of questions on that like little interview talk show thing. She wasn't even necessarily asking him hard questions later on or like afterwards. It was just like he couldn't really give a normal
Basic
answer.
Right. It was wild.
Like
He only could like yap and then turn it about himself and his own like love
yeah,
without really being introspective and deep or looking into the future. He didn't really know what he wanted, it seemed.
no, he was just saying like it seems like what he thought she wanted to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the main like if we want to talk about the main thing right
thing.
here, the main thing was Jen wanted some like validation and like what does he like about her, what has he learned about her that he likes, basically. Just like she just wants to make sure that
He's aware.
he's
and
like
perceptive.
learning about her and perceptive and like has some idea of who she is, and like why does he like her, and like he's not able to give like a regular answer. And it was really funny when it cut to like other guys watching him. All of them were like, dude, I could answer this in like 3 seconds. Like I could answer this right now. What do you like about Jen, or like what is it about Jen that you're attracted to? And it's like he just kept he does have like a list of like aggressive, no, reckless love, ferocious love, main thing. It's like he has a list of like things,
Keywords.
like
things
keywords. And I don't know, dude. It's just like later on when she was like basically confronting him before eliminating him, she was like, if you're gonna tell someone you love someone, or if you're gonna tell someone you love them, you should be able to like say like 100 things that you love about them. Like, what do you like about this person? And I fully agree. It's like if you like someone, even just liking someone, you should be able to say what you like about them.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that difficult to come up with a couple of things.
Like, what was the only ones that he like said? Like, I'm trying to think back to his answer.
Kindness or something.
He said selfless.
Selflessness.
Yeah, and like,
She said, "How do you know I'm selfless?"
yeah, and he was like, well, you're either selfless or full of shit. And I'm like, what? So I'm pretty
Oh,
sure
yes,
you're
the
either
two
selfless or selfish. It's like, I don't even know, dude. I really don't know how to feel about that, about him. Or yeah, him saying like, yeah, you're not really my type. I thought it was going to be Daisy or Maria. It's like, bro, don't say
Classically,
that.
yeah,
You
don't say
you
that.
That does not
I don't
do
know if
you
that goes
anything.
well.
But just his like incapability of being able to say just like, what do you like about this person? What have you learned about this person in this time you've like spent with them? And like you he just turns every answer into some weird like philosophical like
Lesson.
very profound thing. He thinks he's like super profound, and it's just like, bro, you're not answering the question.
Yeah, you're dodging the
You
question.
literally, a better answer is like, oh, you think I'm funny? Like that's something you have a great
Funny
sense
looking.
of humor. Got it. Got it.
God.
Yeah, like that. Even just saying I love your sense of humor probably would have gone
Oh,
over
yeah, that would have been way
better
better.
than everything he said.
Sam's like, oh, write that down. Write that down.
Write that down. Write that down. It's like, wait a second. That's
Wait a
not on my list. Where did you hear that from? That's genius.
Where'd you get this knowledge?
All I have is aggressive.
Love.
You have humor? I have ferocious. Does that count?
I think that's just another word for aggressive.
Yeah. Dude, and like it was it only got worse too, especially during that like interview, because he does like he starts getting grilled a little bit harder as far as she says like, do you like know me? And he just is like, I love you. And then like she's like, yeah, but what do you
What does that
love
mean?
about me? And he's like, well, my like love language and physical touch. So you know that I have to do this, and just like goes in and like
Goes in.
kisses her.
Starts trying to make out.
That was like probably one of the most uncomfortable things I've
weirdest
ever seen.
Thing on the show so far.
He probably thought it was like a good moment as far as like, oh, I'm not just saying how much I love you, but I'm like going to show you. I'm going to take action. I'm going to kiss you
Yeah.
right now. And it's like, yeah, okay, bro, read the room. I don't know,
Probably
dude.
just like, please let me stop answering these questions. Let me do
Yeah,
anything
it's
but
like, if my
answer.
mouth is on yours,
I know,
then you
I
can't
can't.
talk.
Can't answer anymore.
You can't talk. I don't have to answer. And so, I don't know, dude. That was...
Very strange.
And Jenn comes out of that and she's like, yeah, I'm very unsettled from one of the conversations I had today. And all of the guys are just immediately look at Sam. He's like, what are you guys looking at?
She wasn't talking about me, guys. Trust me.
Dude, Devin even says like, hey man, no disrespect, but do you think that she might be talking about you? And he's like, yeah, it could be about any one of us.
Could be any of them.
I think she's just showing how serious she is, and she wants all of us to know that. And they're all just looking at him like, yeah, no, bro,
I'm pretty
like,
sure
sure, but like, I think she's specifying that to you.
Considering you were like one-on-one talking with her for like the majority of the time.
Yeah, dude, they each
Like, who
like,
else could it be about?
it was a group date where they like each get to answer like a couple questions, and they're like, all right, everyone get out except
out.
Sam.
It's Sam's time now.
Yeah. And he was like all excited about it. But like he just got completely like
Set up.
screwed. Yeah, set up. He was set up. I
They
don't
got
know.
him on a wire.
What let's try to play devil's advocate here. Let's try to see it from Sam's perspective. What like how do you think we could defend him? Because we're being a little bit aggressive and ferocious and reckless towards him right now.
That is true.
But this is on a TV show. I don't want to like
Yeah.
completely.
This
like,
isn't him in real life.
Yeah, sure. I don't know, but it's just like from what we've seen. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan, but how would you defend him? Like his
In like a court of law.
answers and like responses to like what she said to him. I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Again, I don't want to say that he didn't feel that. I don't know if he loved her though. I don't know about that.
I feel like
would,
that was a bit.
I would doubt that a little bit.
That was a bit much. I feel he was the one going too quick. He
Yeah,
was
in that
trying
situation, yeah.
to act fast and loose, I think.
Like it seemed like a Hail Mary type of thing.
Yeah,
where
just
it's
like a
get
last
off my
resort.
back. I love you.
Yeah, if I say this,
You'll stop talking.
yeah,
right?
you'll accept what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, do you think that like he didn't understand like what she was looking for, and just like
Definitely, yeah. He was very misled into believing
Do
what
you
she
think
wanted.
that's his fault, or do you think that they actually, like, production, like the producers went into this sort of with this play in mind of like, let's kind of set up Sam and put him on the spot and like,
I
see
don't
what
think from the beginning, but definitely after
it did
the
seem like,
Devon.
yeah, at least this episode, it feels like.
Yeah, they definitely set this up for this
I think
episode.
like his downfall was at like his one-on-one date with her, where he was just like so unaware of how she was feeling, and that like
definitely
she
since then.
didn't want to do it. I do think like probably everyone, including Jen, but especially like the producers, are like, this guy has no fucking clue. Like
Clueless
is
to
like
love, to romance.
is just clueless to like other person's, like another person's like feelings, or like
no emotional intelligence.
yeah. And it was just like, ultimately it is just like sad, because if that's the case, then it is just like, well, like what can you do, like
Yeah,
that
it'd be
can't
hard.
really just be like fixed out of nowhere. But like, I don't know, he's been really defending that like himself on social media, saying that like he's being edited bad and like made to look like a bad guy through the edit that he's gotten. And it's like,
that's what a reality TV show is.
yeah, and it's like,
You can only
okay,
have
but
so
like
much.
to what degree? Because they're
You
not
still
like,
got sent home by Jen. It's not like
you
they
still
did
got
that.
sent home. Everything you said. It's like they didn't like AI your
Yeah.
voice in
They
it.
didn't do like a quick clip where it made you seem like you were saying something different than what you were actually doing.
Like
It was a whole.
maybe like when it's like not showing you, sure, they could play things out of context, but like everything in the conversations that we saw, like specifically saw, you said those things. And
Yeah,
it's
you were
like,
up front and saying those.
yeah, and it's like, I don't know like to what degree the whole edit thing can like be true, as far as like, is this person deserve the criticism? Like, are they as bad as we're making them out to be? Like, I don't know. I don't necessarily think that Sam's like a horrible person.
No.
But
I
he
couldn't
just-
never judge anyone just on their TV appearance.
But it is just like, it's surprising to like see him act this way, and then in the like moments he gets with Jen, be so completely just, yeah, it was just a physical relationship. It didn't seem like there was much of him really getting to know her. It was just him like kissing her, and how much
That was
she
it.
bothers him, or whatever it is that he says. Like, there wasn't much substance to it.
Yeah, I agree.
don't
That's a
know,
good way to
dude.
sum it up.
And then when he gets called out on it, he just has like no answer. But that also just means like he's not a good liar, because like when he got put on the spot, he couldn't lie. He was like incapable of just coming up with stuff to say. Oh, like, what do I like about you? Oh, I like this about, even if it's not true. Instead, he does like the weird approach of like, let me just like see if I can like throw her off with my answers and just get her to stop talking about this.
Yeah, let's like sidestep this question, talk about something else.
I don't know. I will say this. I do think put him in this position in like real life, other circumstances, he'd probably give the same answers though. But the thing is that I think it would work sometimes. I feel like it probably has worked in the past for him.
Yeah, very much so. Because if it didn't, you would have eventually changed,
Yeah, you
most likely, to try
Yeah.
to be better. But since it's worked, a certain amount of times, you feel like it's good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, like Jen even said, like, you're saying all of the right things, but I just
Just
don't
in the
believe
wrong
you.
way.
Yeah, I just don't believe you.
Yeah, just it's like a script.
It did seem scripted. It seems like, yeah, he has like certain lines and even just words. The amount of times he said main thing, this amount of times he said ferocious or reckless love. It's like, okay, bro, we get it. Now, what do you like about her?
No, answer the question.
Aside from for her want of ferocious love, what do you like about her specifically? What have you learned about her?
And then it usually goes back to himself.
Yeah, it's like I've learned that, I've discovered through my time getting to know you that it's like
Feel good about
yeah, I
this
feel good
relation.
about this. It's like, all right, but what do you like about me? Well, I've learned that I like you. I love you, actually. What do you love about me? I love that, ferocious love.
I love the fact that I can love you ferociously.
Dude, it's really not a hard question. It frustrated me like watching
It
that. and
is
listening.
just that simple question.
Dude, she's a med student. Say like, I love how you seem to genuinely want to like care and help people.
Whoa.
There we go.
Write that down.
Write that down. Write that down. I don't know. This was a frustrating episode. I wouldn't even say like cringy because it's like I didn't want to look away, but it was
It's very
like
real, but hard to watch.
it was. I would say hard to watch. I don't know if I'd say cringy because then it's like I think cringe. I think more awkward. This was just like frustrating,
Yeah.
mildly infuriating. Because it's like this fucking dude probably
Made me
gets away.
angry, made me sad.
He made me realize how much that I don't even know. I'm gonna turn into some weird Sam answer. With all this said, I hope to see him on Paradise. He probably won't do it at this point, though. If he's really this adamant that like this show is screwing him over, it's like why
would you?
the smart decision is if you genuinely feel that, don't come on the show again. Don't come on.
Yeah, definitely don't do that. If you
But
don't.
I hope to see you again, Sam. You are very entertaining, and one thing that like I will always hope for is redemption. People who have bad showings, whether or not they're just boring or whether or not they were villainous, it's like, hey, do something that makes me root for you now.
Yeah, you get a second shot. You
Yeah,
can
it's
do
your second shot.
whatever you want.
Redeem
It's a
yourself.
second shot.
The thing I've learned with second chances is that typically after the first, it's your second chance, and it's like, all right, bro, thank you for
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Sam. All right, I'll stop shitting on Sam now. Let's get on to like Jeremy.
All right, shitting on Jeremy.
I love Jeremy.
Jeremy is very good now.
Dude, he's
He's made a huge comeback.
He went from like this
The
super
penis guy.
the penis joke guy, where it's like, all right, you're probably gonna get sent home, to
Yeah,
getting his car jacked, completely humiliated, to now it's like, oh, dude, you are like probably the coolest and funniest person there.
How did this happen?
How did this happen? Where have you been? Why haven't I seen more? I really am upset at this point that I haven't seen more of him because
Why didn't we get to see more of this?
he really is funny. She said that like he's the funniest person that she knows there, and like she laughs the most with him. Yeah, I can see
I can
why.
see that.
I can see that. Like what did they do on their date? They just like walk around the market.
Good old fish market.
Yeah.
Throwing fish. He got bouquets.
He made her a
of flowers.
bouquet. Like the whole thing is that like, oh, can I have more than just like this playful, funny, like
Friendly.
yeah, it's fair to say, relationship with Jeremy.
It can really go the distance.
Yeah, like is there more to it? Is there an emotional connection there? He makes her a bouquet. She's like making fun of him the whole time because he's having trouble putting the flowers in.
Classic Jeremy.
Classic Jeremy.
They get to the psychic chicken.
The psychic chicken that says like love should not be just about laughs, and he's like, yeah, but some laughs. I'm like, classic Jeremy.
It doesn't say no laughs.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't say no laughs. It says shouldn't be just laughs. Whatever it said. Then they go to a palm reader. It's very funny. It's like, can you tell if we're gonna like be together or something? You could just tell he wasn't taking it serious at all. And I don't know. It seems like It seems like they have a very similar sense of humor,
Yeah, it does.
which I haven't seen this side of Jen though either.
I know we haven't seen any of this.
And according to Jen, she tells Jeremy, "You're the one who I'm able to be the most me around."
Whoa,
It's like, okay,
it's pretty big.
why haven't we seen more of this?
Yeah, what's with that, producers?
Yeah,
Trying to
producers.
paint Jeremy in a bad light.
Yeah, what the heck? Jeremy
flip?
was one that you casted months ahead of time because he applied specifically for Jen, right?
Sure.
No, it's like, well, I am curious again, like if they do follow to some degree that whole like concept where if they are just casting for TV, like Jeremy, I would assume is someone they casted for TV, and it's like, okay, you're not going to show him that. You're really not going to show
I know.
him.
This was the whole reason why he's here. They're like, oh, he's doing too well.
Or if it is someone who you genuinely thought was going to be like a good match with Jen, it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. He's in the fucking top four at this point. Why haven't we seen more of him?
I know. What's up with that?
What's the yeah, they throw fish around.
They eat at a glass forest restaurant.
Glass forest.
That's what they ate at the end of their date.
I just liked it when they're walking through the like alleyway, the like gum alleyway, and he's just starts playing with the gum
On the wall.
Yeah, and she's like,
They used
"That's not
him.
grossing you out." He's like, "No."
No, I eat this.
Yeah.
Where do you think I get my gum from?
He like went to like touch it, and she like slapped his like hand down.
That's where they-
dude. When this is the date. This is like the date I would love to be on. I wish I was in. I don't know if I would wish I was in Jeremy's position or if I wish I was in Jen's position on the date with Jeremy, because this was like my favorite date so far. But like when they go to like throw the fish, and the like guy just offers like them to touch it at first, and like Jeremy's holding Jen's hand, so he like puts her hand on it and then puts it up to her face.
Oh, I missed the part where he put it up to her.
Yeah, and she was like, she like pulls his hand and gets all like annoyed. It was very funny.
That is funny.
And you could tell like, yeah, they have
Chemistry.
a certain type of chemistry. It did seem a little bit of like, yeah, like big brother, little sister type chemistry at first though, where I can see like, yeah, that is something I would do if I had like a younger sibling. I would put their hand down on the fish and put it on their face. It's like classic sibling behavior. But no, they clearly have more like chemistry than what we've seen. She has like a little nickname for him, Jer Bear. They seem just so comfortable with each other. He compares her to his mom, which I thought was funny.
Good job, Mom.
Yeah.
Good job, Mom.
Oh, I like how like multiple times they're like walking to like a new place, and he just asks, "Is this where you're gonna kill me?"
He does like that joke.
Yeah, it's a classic joke. I feel like I've used that joke before.
It
I'm like,
works.
yeah, it works.
Jeremy shows us.
But so she straight up says like, "I want our relationship to be more than just funny and goofy. Like I wanted to have more of a serious talk." And he's like, "Oh, it's serious." I appreciate the direction he took though, because he didn't really have much of a sob story. It was more so just like
his family.
he
Talking
says
about the things that are important to him.
he's very close with his mom. He says his mom is like the nicest person ever. To a fault. And he is looking for someone similar to his mom.
That looks.
Yeah, and
talks,
looks. Same
Same
last
age.
name.
To his mom. Talks about his religion and that importance.
That was like the big thing, is that he is Jewish. He's very, it seems like in touch with it, and he says like, I do want kids and I want to raise them with like
Judaism.
And he asked like Jenn, like, would you be open to that? And she is, despite being Buddhist herself. And like she wants her kids to also, like, her mom to like teach them Buddhism. And they're like, bro, we're about to like fuse.
We're making a new religion right here.
Yeah. Well, and again, it was refreshing to see like
Them both open.
them both be open to that, like to have both. And I was curious because we learned about Jenn and her relationship with her religion and culture on like her previous one-on-one date with Devin.
Right.
And so like when Jeremy did bring up being Jewish and like wanting his kids also to be raised that way, it was like, oh, is she gonna be okay with that? Or does she want,
Would that be a problem?
Yeah, is that gonna be an issue? But it wasn't. So I don't know. Like he gets a rose, obviously. I shouldn't say obviously. I was thinking he wasn't gonna get a rose,
Might not.
honestly.
Yeah.
But he showed out like
He
probably as good as you can, in my opinion.
Yeah, without a doubt, couldn't have gone better.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's like I don't think he's gonna win at this point, but he has become like a new favorite of mine.
Yeah,
in like
top
one
contender,
episode.
without a doubt.
I think that I would like to see him in Paradise. I think he's extremely entertaining.
Yeah,
and has
definitely,
been very
definitely. Underrated. for sure.
this season. Yeah, I don't know. I love him. I want to see more of him.
He's in my top 4. For sure.
Yeah, I guess now we've both been a little screwed with our top 4 because you had to do like redo 2 of yours last week. Now
Yeah.
now we both have to redo 1,
Yeah.
right? Because let's see, after Jeremy, after Jeremy, she goes and has another conversation with Sam. Kind of already discussed that though.
Yeah. Goes the
Eventually,
same.
she like walks out and she's like, "Yeah, he's not answering anything. He's just like, this feels so familiar to past relationships." She goes and tells him like, "Yeah, you're very similar to like one of my ex-boyfriends, and I'm ready to leave that in the past and you in the past. Beat it, nerd."
Oh, get out of here, kid.
And Sam, yeah, he doesn't really say anything. He does say like in a like little interview afterward, he had to get like one final jab in. She was like, "Yeah, it's not my fault that like Jen's energy was just so dull." And I was like, "What are you referring to? Are you referring to like in general? Like if you thought she was dull, like why would you
here?
stay? Yeah, why would you stay?" Yeah, I don't know. It was very like I kind of saw it coming, especially even from the like preview, though, or not the preview. Yeah, sort of like at the start of the episode. I was like, okay, I guess Sam's gonna go.
Yeah, Sam's not making it.
But at least I kind of saw this coming because again, I kept remembering it from the like beginning of the season preview. It was like showcased.
Yeah, this whole conversation.
So after that, there was 6 left. There was no group date rose given out. So only Jeremy and Marcus were safe. So 2 roses left for who was the final 4 guys? Grant, Jonathan, Devin, and Spencer.
Correct.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of figured that Spencer was
not gonna
make it. So down to those final 3 though, I was like, oh shit, someone from my top 4 is gonna get eliminated. And I don't know. To me, I was like, okay, it's probably between Grant or Jonathan. And I don't know if I'm like surprised it was Grant. I would say like,
yeah, I wasn't confident in either of them.
Like you wouldn't have been surprised if Jonathan went home as well.
Or I feel like they're pretty tied.
That's kind of how I felt. Like I kind of felt like either or.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been surprised if like Devin won.
Definitely him.
But
yeah.
she earlier this episode was like, I know you said you're falling in love with me, and I'm also falling for you. She didn't say the love part.
Yeah, but she
said,
did say that.
there's so many
She did
levels
admit
to it.
that.
Yeah, which I think he's the first one she said that to. So
It's a pretty big deal.
yeah, it's definitely saying something. Yeah, Devin gets the first rose, and then the second rose, dun dun dun, goes to Jonathan.
Not Grant.
Not Grant. Unfortunately,
Oh.
he has to be the Bachelor, I guess. I guess
Feel
he'll
sorry
settle
for
for
him.
that.
He must.
I don't know. I did think, again, I pointed out it was kind of weird how she walked Grant out. I don't know if they really had a conversation, but she always walked him out to like the car.
And then she just stared
Yeah,
at
and then she came back in and
Spencer.
just like let Spencer walk out by himself. Oh, dude, and then
he's calling his
he
mother.
called his mom, which was like, that was so sweet. It was such a sweet thing. And his mom sounds so
Distraught.
sweet.
Yeah, nice, supportive.
Yeah, and she's just like, yeah, Jen's like staring out the window at him like a psychopath, shooting daggers as he's like on the phone with his mom, like crying. And like, I just wanted to work out. I don't know. That was a good moment, I think, for Spencer. That probably, had he been a little bit more prevalent, he could have
Only
been a
just a little
bachelor.
better.
Yeah, I don't know.
He could have been.
That was a bachelor making moment. I'll just say that. Him calling his mom, saying literally everything he said to his mom was like, I just want to be loved. It never works out. When will I find someone for me? It's like, this is the things
good.
you say as your introduction as the next bachelor. But
at last, he wasn't.
yeah, no. Again, does that earn him a shot in paradise, though?
I could see that.
Do you think he's been relevant and likable enough?
Semi.
Yeah.
I could see him like getting replaced by someone else.
I do worry, like, again, the fact that we're not going to have a season this summer, but it's not till next summer. He's like one that I feel like could
Would
be
get
on the like
forgotten
chop.
about.
Yeah, with recency bias, he might be
Yeah,
like
I'd be-
forgotten.
Only the top guys here.
Yeah, if you're gonna be like one from the previous, like if they start doing Bachelor in Paradise like every other year, if you're a person from the previous year, like a year old, you need to be like a top
Yeah.
person to like
Really talk
guarantee
about.
your spot. But I don't know. That was a really sweet moment. I liked,
That was good.
and he does seem
like a
very
good,
likable.
nice,
Yeah, he seems
cool
like a good guy. He seems like one that you would actually like
root
for and wouldn't be purely just like a person for drama and stuff, but like he would be one you'd actually be hoping like gets in a relationship and potentially gets engaged. So
Yeah, some of us might think that.
yeah, most don't.
Most people.
Most don't. So we're down to our final four hometowns: Marcus, Jeremy, Devin, and Jonathan. So that is our official final four.
That is my final four
I think
prediction.
Yeah, it's my final four prediction now too. Definitely. Imagine not having Jeremy in your top
I
four.
know.
How I feel like now is the time where we should narrow our picks down
Jeremy.
like to like who's getting eliminated for sure what week
Yeah.
and like who's gonna win. I feel like we can do that.
Jonathan, first elimination.
Okay. I'm gonna stand by that. I wasn't too far off. I'm gonna think that Jeremy gets eliminated at hometowns. Just because I didn't expect him to even get here. I like him, and I want him to go farther, but I feel like
Devin,
he's been...
first elimination.
Nah, there's no way. There's no way. at this
Marcus,
point.
second elimination.
Jonathan third, and Jeremy wins.
Jeremy wins.
Go almost like opposite for that, and like that's my list. I think Jeremy gets eliminated at hometowns. I would say probably Jonathan gets eliminated at Fantasy Suites. And then final two, I don't know. This episode kind of made it seem like
Devin.
Marcus, like, you know,
Wings.
is finally opening up. Although we've still seen the preview of like, I want to bridge the gap between liking and loving. I'm not in the canyon yet.
Yeah.
He's not in the canyon yet.
Get in the canyon of love.
So that could play a part, but it could also just be throwing us off. I don't know. I honestly do want to pick Devin. I think Devin is kind of overtaking it. And since the fact there's been no more like drama about him is kind of cleared up, I was expecting him to go home in the midst of drama, and the fact that there is none and he's still here. So he's my top. I'm picking him now at this point.
Yeah, that's a pretty good choice.
Do you agree with my order of operations, my PEMDAS?
The PIM, but not the DOS.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Devin will be the first to go.
Really?
No, I think Devin will be the last two. It'll be like Devin and Marcus.
Okay. But you think Marcus will win?
No, Devin.
Okay. So you
But
think
since you picked Devin,
you need to start doing the list first? You're like, then if you're gonna.
okay, is it allowed for us to have the same list or same winner?
Yeah, we can. So we have the same top two. We have the same winner. Do you think Jeremy and do you change Jeremy and Jonathan though? Do you?
I
think?
will change that. I think Jonathan first,
Okay.
then Jeremy.
I honestly kind of hope you're right because again, I like Jeremy. I want to see more of him.
Yeah, that is true.
But I'm gonna stick with my list. I think it's Jeremy, Jonathan.
Actually, I'm gonna Marcus first out.
That would be crazy, dude. That would be insane.
That would nah. I'll have him win. All right.
We'll let him stay. It's
I'll
our
let him win.
choice. Okay, so we pretty much have the same list except for like Jonathan and Jeremy, which I don't know. I agree. It's kind of like a coin flip between those two.
Mm-hmm. And then Devin winning.
And then Devin, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't say I'd be surprised if he didn't win, but I would definitely be surprised if he's not top two at this point.
Definitely.
Definitely classic. That's all I got.
That's all I got. Do I have anything more?
I don't think so. Bro, take out your list from your pocket.
Oh, I have a list of things to say.
What is the main thing on the list? It's the
Ferocious. The main thing.
Aggressive.
Aggressive.
Main.
Cough.
Yeah,
Clear throat.
I like how we didn't even acknowledge. Like, I know I did the intros that we didn't even acknowledge how many times he cleared his fucking throat in that conversation. It was
At least a lot.
at least once.
No, it was many times. At least 6.
It did seem like they kind of edited it to like do it every time that he did it. So I can see that as
I
far
can
as
see
like
that edited.
they highlighted like how many times he cleared his
But they
throat.
only did that because he
He
cleared his throat
like
so many
80
times.
times. Oh my gosh. Oh, what a week. This has been Jamie.
This has been Vic.
What is our podcast name again?
The literally.
Podcast. Which is famously
On
found on
Spotify,
Apple Podcasts,
Google Podcasts,
Podbean,
Pandora,
I Heart Podcasts.
Castbox,
Nice. You know, you
Yahoo
could
Answers,
Quora,
Ask Jeeves, Quora,
My Book,
My Book, MySpace,
Facegram.
Snapple.
Yeah, we're on that like iced tea. We're like they put us on the like little like bottles. Of
Yeah,
it
the
now.
QR code is on the bottles now.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool. Scan a little like Snapple bottle. It takes you to our podcast.
YouTube, I hear.
Oh
It's
yeah.
a little
That's
different.
the one where it's only one word for the title, like literally one
Yeah,
word.
that is the one word, like a literally.
No spaces. Everywhere else is spaces. leave some likes, some
Some literally, some comments, some
comments.
hate, some love, some ferocious, aggressive comments.
If your love
open.
isn't ferocious, though, I don't want it. It needs to be ferocious, right?
If you're not coming out as ferociously, aggressively, we won't have it. You ain't gonna make it, kid.
Yeah. Sorry, kid. You're out. And with that said,
How does the last bit go again?
oh
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh God.